Hi, this is Glenn from ID360 Media, and I'm doing a review of your situation. And Lacey, you're the top agent for your brokerage nationally. What I'm going to do is it's sort of like you have a new house, but you don't know that that the windows and the doors and the attic aren't insulated properly. So even though you're getting a lot of business, you're like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. There, you're missing out on some things that if you had, everything done right, you would have more business, and it'd be easier to make the increase in money that you could. So as it sits, you're a top agent, but the branding, when I Google your name, your phone number, things like that, I'm not seeing as much out there, and also the review sites. I'm not seeing, like normally, and I'll send you some examples. When you Google our clients, they have 5-star review sites. So you'll see a better presentation, and that helps because of the people that you've sold, they refer you. The people that referred you, it's some weight that one of their friends referred you, but they still interview you anonymously on the internet. And so what they want to see is success and other people talking about you and recent buzz. So that incorporates, everything. It incorporates, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor and Homes. It incorporates, recent Facebook and activities. It incorporates, reviews on Zillow. Like I went to your Zillow profile, and you have 5 reviews where, we'll get that up significantly, and then we'll also, on Yelp and Google Business and other websites, review websites that a lot of people visit, every month. We'll get your reviews, legitimate reviews from your clients. We'll do all the work. You don't have to ask them and do anything. We'll get the reviews up, to where you're, so when they do Google you, so I got referred to you by a good friend, and I go and I see you now, where I don't really see much versus, a ton of websites, all with 5-star, reviews around. Sorry, I was just checking to see that the video was recording this space. 5-star reviews around, then I'll be more likely to use you. And then also, if I go to, Facebook or in the search, I'm finding videos where there are reviews of you, or you in action and things like that. I'm just going to be more compelled to take the referral from my friend and use you. Or the other side of it is, as people go from the discovery, part of their journey, as they'll search a main area, and then they start finding out that they really want to live, rather than here, they want to live over here. If they keep seeing your branding, the stuff that we're going to do for you, they keep seeing you along the way. By the time they get to the point where they're going to need an agent and they want to decide, you've already built up value by being seen. Same thing for sellers. As sellers do, as they Google, because they Google for stuff, they want to see what their market's like and they want to see what's up. They keep seeing you from the starting point to where they're ready. Then that adds value to using you. Now, another element that you have that others don't, even though your internet presence isn't what it should be, you have a ton of sales, and that's where you have a secret weapon. By having those sales, we can, take your solds and put them on your website, and every sold that you've had for years is a page of content that we SEO optimize. So basically, if you have a Gulf Shores home for sale in a certain subdivision that you sold, we'll have that optimized. So in time, as people are searching for maybe that subdivision or Gulf Shores, this property will show up as sold in the search engines. So it goes back to the starting point to when they're ready. The more they go from Alabama to a specific subdivision, they keep seeing you, they keep seeing your stuff. It just helps get the person that hasn't been referred to you but is just searching through the net. They just add value and want to use you. So the solds also help two ways. Through being it's content on the website, which we can SEO and get ranked, but then it's also reviews. All these people in time, we can get them giving you 5-star reviews and getting it to where your internet presence, no matter how they, like whether they look for a real estate agent, in your area, whether they look for you in particular, they're coming up with reviews. Sometimes they'll put like, top real estate agent Miami, and a Yelp link will show up. When they click on Yelp, they'll see you and want to use you because of the reviews there, and then they start checking you out elsewhere, and that's the compound effect. So that's just as far as this part, that's the thing that I see. Now, when I go to, I'm going to move this over a little bit here. When I go to the site, when I look at it, and like the computer screen, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's just not doing anything. And as I go from page to page, it's called above the fold is what this concept is, above the fold. And if every time I click on one of your menu items, I'm not seeing any like results or significant change to this part, I have to click and scroll down, click and scroll down, click. That's not as effective as having all this stuff put in the top part of your site, and then having results show up better, and then some calls to action dialed in. Also, whoever built the site, they made a lot of links, but none of them are showing up in the search engines. When I Google that, Google the like certain area under 250,000, it's not showing up on the first page of Google. So, and that could be just because of the architecture of the coding of the site. It was good intentions, but maybe and this is the other thing too, you may have had a top ranking site at one point, but all your competitors, because you're the top dog, all your competitors tell their web guys, hey, copy that site. I want to. And so what happens is that your effectiveness gets diluted because it hasn't been updated and others are copying it. So the actual usability of the site plus the pages aren't ranking in the search engines, that tells me that we need to do that as well. So and then as far as social media, we do things with Facebook and YouTube that will, and of course, Twitter and Instagram. We can get it to where you don't have to do much. We will do the work for you, and then we'll get everything dialed in. So that way, your former clients are marketed, your current clients are marketed. Everyone's joining in on your Facebook in a way that doesn't look like you're selling them anything. Primarily we will put things in that will, help them for the people that are interested in buying or selling, but the rest we'll see local posts and posts to things that they'll be like, wow, she's really, successful. A lot of successful people, they're not asking for business. They're just showcasing things, and, they're being the ambassador to their area. And that's what we'll create for you with the social media stuff. So it's a combination of everything, but the fact that you have so many clients that we can take and put, your solds into all these sites. Like, on your Zillow, you have 130 solds. I'm sure you have more than that. And we'll take them, we'll put them into Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, Homes, put them into your website, put them into Facebook, and we'll backdate to the date of sale, all of them. So then when Facebook does their algorithm check and they see all the content and what's being posted, they're going to rank you higher. Facebook is getting into the local business. Pretty soon, they're going to have, very much like Google does, they'll have a local aspect that people can search for. So, and then what happens on Facebook shows up on Google. So, in certain instances, we can get posts from Facebook on the first page of Google. So now let's go above the forest and into the sky, looking down at everything. With us, you'll have a branding and marketing system that will match you being the leader for your brokerage nationally. But then it'll also cultivate the times that people are referring you or checking you out to becoming a client more. That conversion will raise. So you'll be doing the same amount of work, but you'll get more business. And then you'll get new business because of the SEO benefit of a new website with all these things attached to it. Your status will match on the internet who you are in person, because we're going to take all those hundreds of people and we're going to get them to review you all over, over 20 websites, 20 review websites, that in the next 6 months, when you look at everything, you're just going to totally dominate in every way, and every element you're going to be seen as highly regarded. You're going to have the reviews, you're going to have the branding. People are going to say, we see you everywhere. And then on top of it, you've got active content every week being pushed out, and people liking and sharing and talking about it without you having to do it. So that's what we can give you, and basically I'll email you the details past that. But I guess that's it for now. And if this works, then let's see how we can put it together. Okay, thank you.